Shalom, my friends. I want to share with you today one of the most profound secrets from the Torah. A secret that has been hidden in plain sight for thousands of years. A secret that explains why so many Jewish people have been able to build and sustain wealth generation after generation. This is not about genetics. This is not about luck. This is not about some conspiracy. This is about ancient wisdom, spiritual principles that, when applied correctly, activate a force of abundance in your life that is so powerful, so transformative, that it will change everything. Today, I'm going to reveal to you the Jewish money secrets on activating abundance. And I'm going to show you exactly how to apply these principles in your life starting today, so that you can experience the same flow of prosperity that has sustained my people for millennia. But before I dive in, I need to ask you a question that might make you uncomfortable. Is money godly? Does money have anything to do with God? Or is money, as you've probably been taught your entire life, the root of all evil? Most people, when they hear that phrase, money is the root of all evil, they nod their heads and accept it as truth. But here's what they don't know. That's not what the Bible actually says. The Bible says the love of money is the root of all evil. Not money itself, the love of it, the worship of it, the obsession with it. There's a massive difference. Money itself is not evil. Money is not good. Money is neutral. Money is energy, and like all energy, it takes on the character of the person who possesses it. Just like fire can warm your home or burn it down, just like electricity can power your refrigerator or electrocute you, money can be used for tremendous good or tremendous harm. But the money itself is not the problem. The vessel, the person holding the money, that's what determines whether money becomes a force for blessing or a force for destruction. Let me tell you a story that will illustrate this principle. Imagine a man. Let's call him David. David buys a lottery ticket, and one day he gets a call from the Lottery Commission. They tell him, "Congratulations, David, you just won $20 million. David is ecstatic. He's dancing. He's calling his family. He's already planning what he's going to do with the money. He's going to buy a house, a car, take his family on vacation, donate to charity. He's already spent half of it in his mind. He's on top of the world." But then, an hour later, the phone rings again. It's the Lottery Commission. They say, "David, we're so sorry. There was a mistake. The number 6 looked like a 9. You didn't actually win." How does David feel now? He's devastated. He's crushed. He might even feel suicidal. But think about this for a moment. An hour ago, David had nothing. An hour later, David still has nothing. So why is he so destroyed? Because for that 1 hour, he possessed the energy of $20 million. Not the physical money, but the energy, the potential, the feeling of abundance. And when it was taken away, it felt like a loss, even though he never actually had it. This is the secret that the Kabbalists teach us. Money is not just paper and coins. Money is light. Money is energy. Money is, in the language of Kabbalah, the light of wisdom, which is the raw energy of God's light manifesting in the physical world. Now, before you think I've lost my mind, let me explain. Have you ever experienced instant gratification? You know what I'm talking about. You're on a diet, you haven't had sugar in 6 months, and then you see a piece of chocolate cake and you eat it. And for a moment you feel amazing. That feeling, that rush, that high, that's the raw energy of God's light. It's unfiltered, unearned, instant pleasure, and it feels incredible. But it's also temporary, and if you chase it, if you make it your god, it will destroy you. Money works the same way. Money is potential energy. It's the ability to exchange your desire for another desire. You work, you put in effort, you earn money, and then you exchange that money for food, for shelter, for experiences, for things that fulfill your desires. Money is the ultimate vessel of potential because it can be exchanged for almost anything. But here's the key. Money takes on the character of the person who owns it. If you are a giver, your money becomes a force for giving. If you are a hoarder, your money becomes a force for scarcity. If you worship money, your money becomes your god, and it will control you, enslave you, and ultimately destroy you. But if you treat money as a tool, as a vessel for God's light, as a means to do good in the world, then your money becomes a force for blessing, for abundance, for transformation. This is the first principle of activating abundance. Money is energy, and energy flows where intention goes. In the Torah, in the book of Deuteronomy, Moses teaches the Israelites a principle that most people misunderstand. He says, "Remember the Lord your God, for it is He who gives you the power to get wealth." Notice what it says. God gives you the power to get wealth, not the wealth itself, the power, the ability, the energy, the mindset, the skills, the opportunities. This is the foundation of Jewish wealth building. We don't pray for money to fall from the sky. We pray for the wisdom, the strength, the creativity, the opportunities to create wealth. We understand that wealth is not something you receive. Wealth is something you activate. Wealth is something you create. Wealth is something you attract by aligning yourself with the principles of abundance. So how do you do this? How do you activate abundance in your life? Let me give you the 7 Jewish money secrets that have been passed down for generations. Secret number 1, never worship money. Never make money your god. The moment you do, you lose, because money is a terrible master, but an excellent servant. If you worship money, if you let money control your decisions, if you let profit and loss determine your emotional state, you have replaced the true God with a false god. And false gods always fail you. But if you see money as a tool, as a means to an end, as a way to provide for your family, to help others, to make the world a better place, then money serves you. You control it. You direct it. You use it for good. In the Talmud there is a teaching. Who is rich? He who is satisfied with his portion. This doesn't mean you shouldn't desire more. It means you shouldn't be enslaved by the desire for more. You should be grateful for what you have, while working toward what you want. This is the balance. This is the key. Secret number 2. Understand that money doesn't belong to you. Everything you have, your time, your energy, your talents, your money, it's all on loan from God. It can be given, and it can be taken away. This is not meant to scare you. This is meant to humble you. Because when you understand that your money is not really yours, you hold it more lightly. You don't hoard it. You don't cling to it. You don't let it define you. You use it wisely. You share it generously. And you trust that more will come. Secret number 3. Give 1/10 of your income to charity. This is called tithing, and it is one of the most powerful wealth-building tools in the Torah. In the book of Malachi, God says, Bring the whole tithe into the storehouse, and test me in this. See if I will not open the windows of heaven and pour out so much blessing that there will not be room enough to store it. This is the only place in the entire Bible where God says, "Test me." Why? Because tithing is a spiritual law. It's a principle of abundance. When you give 10% of your income, you are declaring to the universe, "I have more than enough. I am abundant. I trust that more will come." And when you do this, you activate a flow of energy, a flow of abundance that brings more into your life. I cannot tell you how many people have come to me with stories of how their finances transformed after they started tithing. Deals that used to fall through suddenly close. Opportunities that seemed impossible suddenly appear. Money that was owed to them suddenly gets paid. This is not magic. This is spiritual law. This is how abundance works. Secret number 4. Don't hoard your money. Money is energy, and energy must flow. If you hoard it, if you cling to it, if you refuse to let it circulate, it stagnates. It dies. It loses its power. But if you let it flow, if you invest it, if you spend it wisely, if you give it generously, it multiplies, it grows, it attracts more. There's a verse in Proverbs that says, "One person gives freely, yet gains even more. Another withholds unduly, but comes to poverty." This is the paradox of abundance. The more you give, the more you receive. The more you share, the more you have. This is not logical. This is spiritual. Secret number 5. Use your money to benefit others. This is the ultimate key to activating abundance. Money that is used selfishly for personal pleasure alone has no spiritual power. But money that is used to help others, to create value, to solve problems, to make the world a better place, that money becomes a conduit for God's light. That money multiplies. That money attracts more. In Kabbalah, we teach that the purpose of money is to create unity between the Creator and creation. How? By using money the way God uses His energy, to give, to share, to bless, to create. When you do this, you align yourself with the flow of divine abundance, and that flow pours into your life. Secret number 6. Be grateful for what you have. Gratitude is the foundation of abundance. If you focus on what you lack, you create more lack. But if you focus on what you have, you create more abundance. Every morning, before you do anything else, say thank you. Thank you for your health. Thank you for your family. Thank you for your home. Thank you for the opportunities in front of you. This simple practice reprograms your brain from scarcity to abundance. In our tradition, we have a prayer called Modeh Ani, which we say the moment we wake up. It means, "I give thanks." Before we ask for anything, before we complain about anything, we give thanks. This is the secret to a wealthy life. Secret number 7. Treat money with respect. Don't waste it. Don't throw it away. Don't treat it carelessly. Money is energy, and how you treat it reflects how you treat all energy in your life. If you're careless with money, You'll be careless with time, with relationships, with opportunities. But if you treat money with respect, if you manage it wisely, if you invest it thoughtfully, you send a message to the universe that you are a good steward, that you can be trusted with more. Now, let me bring all of this together with a story from my own life. When I was in my 20s, I was broke. I was studying Torah, I was teaching, but I had no money. I was living paycheck to paycheck, and sometimes I didn't even have a paycheck. I was stressed, I was anxious, I was constantly worried about money. And one day, my teacher, a wise rabbi, sat me down and said, "David, you have a scarcity mindset. You think there's not enough. You think money is hard to come by. You think you have to struggle. And as long as you think that way, you will struggle." He taught me the principles I'm teaching you today. He taught me to tithe, to give, to be grateful, to treat money as energy, to trust in God's abundance. And I committed to doing it, even though I had almost nothing. I started tithing 10% of my income, even when my income was tiny. I started giving to charity, even when I could barely afford it. I started saying thank you every morning for what I had, even when it felt like I had nothing. And slowly, things started to change. Opportunities started appearing. People started offering me teaching positions. My income started growing. Within a year, I had doubled my income. Within 5 years, I had multiplied it by 10. Today, I am financially free. I have more than enough. I can provide for my family. I can give generously. I can help others. And it all started with a mindset shift, with a decision to align myself with the principles of abundance. This is what I want for you. I want you to experience the same transformation. I want you to activate the flow of abundance in your life. And you can, starting today. Here's what I want you to do. Tonight, before you go to bed, I want you to commit to 3 things. First, commit to tithing. Decide right now that you will give 10% of your income to a cause you believe in, to a charity, to a place of worship, to someone in need. Make this a non-negotiable part of your financial life. Second, commit to gratitude. Every morning, the moment you wake up, say thank you. Thank you for your life, for your health, for your opportunities. Do this for 30 days and watch how your mindset shifts. Third, commit to treating money with respect. Stop wasting it. Stop throwing it away. Start managing it wisely. Create a budget. Track your spending. Invest in your future. Treat money like the sacred energy it is. If you do these 3 things, I promise you, you will see a shift. You will feel a change. You will start to experience the flow of abundance that has been waiting for you all along. In the Torah, in the book of Proverbs, King Solomon, the wisest and wealthiest man who ever lived, writes, "Honor the Lord with your wealth, with the first fruits of all your crops. Then your barns will be filled to overflowing, and your vats will brim over with new wine." This is the promise. This is the principle. When you honor God with your wealth, when you use your money for good, when you give generously, when you trust in the flow of abundance, the windows of heaven open and blessings pour into your life. So choose abundance, my friends. Choose generosity. Choose gratitude. Choose to align yourself with the principles of divine prosperity and watch as your life transforms. Shalom, and may you be blessed with the wisdom to see that money is not your master but your servant, and the courage to use it to create a life of meaning, purpose, and overflowing abundance.